The prophecy of the end. The stars fell quiet the night he was born. No wind stirred the trees, no owl hooted in the dark. Even the moon dared not shine too brightly. In a small cottage nestled between the mountains and the sea, Serafina gave birth to a child prophesied to either save or destroy the cosmos. He did not cry when he entered the world. His eyes, ancient and knowing, gazed up at his mother as if he remembered her from lifetimes past. Serafina, once a warrior witch of the lost kingdom of Illurion, now lived in hiding, her magic bound by a vow she had made to protect him. They named him Kale. Legends had whispered of Kale for centuries, the child of the dying star, destined to bring about the collapse or the awakening. Prophets were hunted for speaking his name. Temples burned for housing the forbidden scrolls. Yet here he was, alive, fragile, and unaware of the weight he carried. Serafina wrapped him in star cloth, a sacred fabric her mother had enchanted before dying in the Sky War. She looked out at the still world beyond her door and knew the silence wouldn't last. The realms would feel his presence soon. "I will protect you," she whispered to him, her voice trembling. "Even if it costs me my life." In the Shadowlands, a dark figure stirred. High Priest Malric, Oracle of the Void Order, saw the signs in his black flames. The child had been born. His lips curled into a smile devoid of warmth. "The hour approaches," he hissed to his robed followers. "The witch has fulfilled the prophecy. The collapse is upon us. We must claim the child." Serafina felt the chill crawl up her spine. She pressed Kale closer to her chest. The earth trembled faintly beneath her feet, a tremor only a witch could sense. It had begun. Whispers in the wind. The forest that surrounded Serafina's cottage had always protected her. The trees were old, older than the kingdoms of men. Their roots knew secrets buried under centuries of silence. Tonight, they whispered again, but not in peace. Kale, barely a week old, stirred in his cradle made of moonwood. His eyes glowed faintly, like embers caught in a breeze. Serafina watched him from across the room, her hand wrapped tightly around her old staff. She hadn't touched it in years. A sudden gust of wind blew through the cracks in the window. The flames in the hearth flickered. Serafina stood up, listening. Voices. Not human, not animal, ancient. "The child has awakened," the wind whispered. "The stars tremble." She stepped outside, barefoot on the cold soil. The sky above churned, clouds spinning in unnatural spirals. The moon had vanished. In its place, a red hue spread like a wound in the heavens. From the shadows, an old friend emerged. "Ronan," she breathed. The elf warrior bowed low. His silver hair, braided with runes, shimmered in the strange light. "You should have called me sooner, Sarah. I didn't want to believe the prophecy would come true," she replied, voice tight. Ronan stepped closer. "It has. And now the Order hunts him. They have already crossed the Ashen River. You have little time." Serafina looked back toward the cottage. "He's just a baby." "No," Ronan said. "He is more. His soul carries echoes of stars that no longer exist. That kind of power doesn't stay hidden." A sudden scream pierced the air, distant, yet filled with agony. "They've reached the villages," Ronan said grimly. Serafina clenched her jaw. "Then we leave tonight." Ronan hesitated. "The path ahead is not just dangerous. It is cursed. The child's power will draw things from the old world, things not meant to wake." "I know," she said. "But if I stay, they will kill him. And if I run, they might still find him. Either way, I will not let him fall into their hands." Behind them, Kale began to cry, not out of fear, but fury. The walls of the cottage shook. Ronan's eyes widened. He senses them already. Serafina ran to her son. She picked him up and pressed his face to her shoulder. Shish, little star. I've got you. I won't let them take you. Outside, the trees groaned as though alive. The forest would no longer protect them. They had to flee. The world had started to crumble. But Serafina had only one mission. Keep her son alive, no matter the cost. Flight beneath a broken sky. The stars, once gentle beacons, now pulsed like angry eyes in the heavens. Serafina tightened the straps on Kale's sling, holding him against her chest as she stepped into the darkened woods. Ronan walked beside her, his blade drawn, shimmering faintly with runelight. Behind them, the cottage burned. She had set it ablaze herself. No memories could remain, no traces for the hunters. The path ahead wound through the weeping hollows, a forest known for its illusions and echoes. It was the only way to the Elder Gate, where perhaps a portal could be found to the sanctuary of the Skyborn Isles. "You're sure the gate still stands?" Serafina asked. Ronan gave her a glance. "No, but it's the only path we have." Kale was quiet now, his breath warm against her neck. But she could feel the tension in his small body, as if he sensed what they could not see. Halfway through the hollows, the fog thickened. The trees began to move. Not sway, but twist, branches curling in directions that defied nature. Ronan raised his hand. "Stay close." Whispers slithered through the air. "Give us the child. Starborn. Come back to us." Serafina closed her eyes for a moment, focusing her magic. She hadn't cast in years, not since the War of the Black Sky. But her blood still remembered. She drew a rune in the air. A faint golden circle flared around them. The whispers recoiled, shrieking. "They know he's awake," Ronan muttered. "Then we must move faster." Suddenly, the earth cracked open ahead of them. From the chasm rose a creature woven of shadow and bone, its eyes glowing with voidlight. "A watcher," Ronan growled. "They've sent one already." The watcher spoke with 1,000 mouths. "Return the Starborn. Spare yourselves." Serafina stepped forward, placing Kale behind her in a hollow tree, shielded by a ward. "I swore I'd die before letting him fall," she whispered, raising her staff. The watcher attacked. Ronan darted in, his blade singing through the air, striking at the creature's limbs. Serafina summoned a blast of starlight, forcing the shadows to recoil. But the watcher was ancient, and clever. It lunged past them, aiming for the tree where Kale lay. "No!" Serafina screamed. In that moment, the child's cry shattered the forest. Leaves turned to ash. Stones cracked. The watcher froze mid-strike. Kale's eyes blazed with white fire. A beam of light erupted from the cradle of his body, striking the creature and obliterating it into mist. Silence followed. Serafina rushed to him, tears in her eyes. "My star. What are you becoming?" Ronan knelt beside her. He saved himself. But at what cost? In the distance, more voices stirred. They would not stop coming. The cosmos had felt his scream.